tendencies to low mood or a bit lower mood. If we tend to be quite chilled out, peaceful person, then lucky you, and that's going to be a bit more pronounced. So I think it's just something to be aware of, you know, just noticing what are your basic habits, and are they a bit more pronounced, and do you need to work with those a bit more closely. And tonight we're going to do some more work around breathing, because I think that's a very good way to keep things soft and pliable. And I think those are qualities that are very important during these times, to have as soft and pliable a mind and heart as we can. I think when things are uncertain and unknown, then the tendency to go a bit rigid and edgy gets more pronounced. Just to say for myself as well, I live with a very bad back condition that generally I manage really well, and it hasn't been very bad for a long time, but it has been very bad since about Friday, Saturday. So that's been interesting as well. And you know, how do I work with a big flare up when I haven't got my usual props? Because my usual props are going swimming, going to the osteopath and getting a massage, and none of those are available to me. So that's also been a new challenge. And I've been thinking about all the people in the world in lockdown living with physical disability, physical health conditions of one sort or another, also who won't have their access to their usual resources. So if you're one of those people, then I'm sending you a special love this evening. And, you know, I did the usual things. Initially, I kind of ignored it and thought, oh no, it's not really that bad. Just keep going. And then I, you know, felt frustrated. And then finally today, I've softened around it and given into it a bit more and stopped working and rested. So still feeling quite rough, but I think this will be the way through to give myself a bit more rest. But yeah, before all this, I used to sometimes think, you know, I had a bit of anxiety. I think, what would I do in the case of a natural disaster or something happened in the world where I didn't have access to the things that keep me functioning physically? And I would never have guessed it would be a sort of global lockdown that would do it in the face of a pandemic. So it's interesting, at least for myself. You know, I'm fortunate to live in a house with a garden and it's sunny weather, and I've got food on the table. So it could be, if it was a natural disaster, I might not have those things. But nonetheless, it's been hard. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I'm sure we've all got our own version of that going on. And I'm feeling sort of soft and connected around that, and tender-hearted. So tonight, like I say, I wanted to work on breathing as a way of softening. I think I've done breathing every week because I think we can't get enough of that. And then today, while I was lying on my bed, distracting myself with YouTube and Facebook and so on, I came across a video, a very, very beautiful video made in Auckland, New Zealand. It's only 3 minutes long. And it's called Papatuanuku, Our Earth Mother is Breathing. So Papatuanuku, for the Maori people, is the mother of the earth. And it's a very lovely video. And I thought I'd show that, and then we'll do a breathing meditation. And then I've got a poem for the end. Because I think one of the interesting things about this time is the earth has been given a breather. There's no doubt about that, that nature, the earth, and of course we're part of that, we're not separate to that, but nonetheless we're very loud, noisy creatures on the whole. And it's quite hard, I think, sometimes to hear the sounds of life with our aeroplanes and our cars and our hustle and our bustle. So I thought we'll watch a little video, and then we could just drop into a sense of our own breathing, and maybe a sense of our edges becoming a little bit more porous, a little bit softer. We're breathing, the trees are breathing, the plants are breathing, the animals are breathing, and there's this kind of ebb and flow of life that's happening within us and around us, and indeed which connects us with all of life. So I thought that would be a nice thing to do. It'll be quite soothing, hopefully, and also I'm hoping pleasurable, because I think can't get enough pleasure in these days. Or, you know, it's nice to balance out the sense of things, life being a bit restricted by seeking pleasure. So here goes. Let's see if this is going to work. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the computer sound. I'm going to click on that. And Ollie's on standby. He will let me know if this all goes wrong. Why is it not going to full screen?
Stop. Listen. Papatūānuku, the Earth Mother, is breathing. Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland, still. Our maunga, our mountains, standing strong. Our moana, our ocean now louder than ever. Our tui and our keriru now need not fight with the daily hum of our busy lifestyles. Our people's waiata, normally loud and joyful, now soft and distant, waiting for the right time to rise again. Our land renewing, replenishing, ready for your return. And our kai, our food, preparing to nourish. Enjoy time with your whānau, your families, your loved ones, and soon we'll unite again. Noho tawhiti tū kotahi. Sit at a distance, stand as one. We, our land, our waters, our people, we aren't going anywhere. Dream, plan. And when the time is right, we welcome you. But for now, listen. Papatūānuku is breathing.
Good. Papatūānuku is breathing. It's very beautiful.
Well, you're very quiet, Vijamala.
I'm quiet, am I? Okay. Why is that, I wonder? Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, it's still very quiet. Are you? Oh, I'm not sure why that would be.
Yeah? Is that okay now?
Oh, sorry, you froze for a second there.
Okay.
It's still a bit quiet, although maybe it's just because I...
Oh, it might be because you turned, maybe the video was loud, so you turned your volume down. Yeah.
I can hear you, I can hear you.
Gail's given me the thumbs up, so I'm assuming you can all hear me okay. Good. Let's just go straight into a practice where we can rest inside our own breathing and feel that we're kind of participating in a much broader breathing of all life. I always find that very, very beautiful, that the trees and the plants, you know, they breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen, and we breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide. And there's this incredible sort of dance going on between us and all the other creatures. And I think this time, you know, where there's just been the most gigantic reset of our place in the scheme of things, maybe we can just learn to listen a little bit more. Listen to ourselves, listen to the world around us. Yeah. So do the practice for 15 minutes, something like that. So you can do it in any posture, but choosing your posture with intentionality. So if you want to lie down, by all means doing that. In fact, I kind of recommend lying down. If you're feeling a little bit tired or anything, please feel free to lie down. If you're sitting, then choosing a sitting posture where you can be relaxed and yet alert. And you can do it standing. You can change your posture during the practice. Anything's fine. The main thing is that there is a sense of connection with dropping deeply, deeply in the body and inside the fluidity of breathing in the body and in life. Okay. So let's begin by just settling into whatever posture we've chosen. Feeling the weight dropping down into the points of contact. Big breath in and then big breath out. Doing that a few times and see if we can really let go with each out breath. So with each out breath, we're dropping down towards the chair, towards the floor, towards the planet. And seeing if we can let ourselves be held and supported. We don't need to hold ourselves rigid away from the support, but seeing if we can really surrender ourselves up to the support. Dropping into the body, into the present. The only time that we can experience ourselves directly is now. So let's just see if we can have a whole series of now in this meditation, now and now and now and now, where we're present to what's happening. And allowing our breathing to find its own rhythm, but always checking that we're not inhibiting the out breath. We let the out breath go out and we let the in breath flow in, just like a wave on a beach, finding its own flow, its own rhythm. And seeing if we can bring all of ourselves into this present moment embodied awareness. Noticing if there's anything that we're shutting out. It might be physical discomfort, might be mental or emotional states. Seeing if we can allow this experience of resting down into the body, into gravity, being held, being supported, breathing. If we can allow this to be inclusive, kind. A space where anything is allowed, anything is welcomed. And let our awareness be quite broad. So if there's something painful, it's not dominating, it's part of the overall flow of experience. Arising and passing in each moment. Let's be aware of the buttocks now, just checking that the buttocks are soft, whether we're sitting or lying or standing. If we let the buttocks be soft, then this kind of frees up breathing in the lower part of the torso. Being aware of the belly, the abdomen. Swelling on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. What's it like to let this happen without interfering, without inhibiting? Allowing it to be soothing and gentle. And coming into the lower back. So the whole bottom part of the torso, there's the belly at the front, and then the curve of the lower back, the back of the body. Seeing if we can allow breathing to show up in this part of the body. Not forcing or straining, but there's just this rhythm, maybe a broadening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. Maybe the shape is changing a little bit. If there's discomfort here or indeed anywhere in the body as we explore breathing in the body, be careful not to tense around it, but to breathe with it. And coming up to the upper back. Back of the ribs, the back of the lungs. Opening, filling, subsiding, emptying. This rhythm. And the chest at the front. And being aware of the whole torso. The belly, navel, chest, the sides of the body and the whole back of the body. Let's get a sense of the volume of the torso filling in all directions or expanding in all directions on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. 360-degree breathing, this kind of broadening, opening in all directions and then subsiding in all directions. So breathing isn't just happening in the chest. We're allowing the whole torso to participate in this flow. And our awareness is receptive. We're not interfering, forcing, straining. Let your breath be as it is. Seeing if we can rest inside the rhythm. Maybe even having a sense of the organs being massaged by breathing. Now coming down to the hips, checking the buttocks are soft again. And as the whole torso fills on the in-breath, imagine that this pours down through the hips into the legs. And as the torso subsides on the out-breath, the legs subside. So on the in-breath, there's this kind of spilling of expansiveness down through the legs all the way to the tips of the toes. And then a subsiding on the out-breath. Of course, the legs aren't technically breathing. The breathing's happening obviously in the lungs, higher in the body. But every cell in the body, we've got billions, trillions of cells in the body, and every cell has its own respiration. Taking in of oxygen, giving back of carbon dioxide. So rather than the legs feeling perhaps static or inert as we sit or lie here, seeing if we can feel life in the legs. Cellular breathing, getting a sense of that perhaps. You won't feel it directly, but just a sense of that dynamism, energy in the legs. Allowing our awareness to flow up through the body and now to come to rest in the shoulders. Something similar is happening here as the torso fills and expands on the in-breath, the shoulders open, and imagining a sense of openness pouring down the arms all the way to the fingertips, and then a subsiding on the out-breath. So it's this kind of pulse, if you like, a sort of echo of breathing all the way down the arms to the fingertips. And this is cellular respiration in the arms and the hands, seeing if we can feel this quality, maybe a sense of energy, a sense of life. So the arms aren't inert objects, they're living, breathing. Coming back up the arms and now coming to the neck. And at this point, let's just check in on the head, the position of the head. If we're sitting or standing, just checking that the head is poised on top of the spine. So the neck's not holding on to the head with effort. If we're lying down, giving the weight of the head up to the surface we're lying on, the pillow, the cushion. And coming back to the neck, the front, the sides of the back of the neck. And the sense of the wind of the breath flowing down the inside of the neck on the in-breath and back up on the out-breath. Coming into the base of the skull, softening the base of the skull. Back of the head, top of the head, sides of the head, and let's come into the face. Forehead, eyes, cheeks, lips, tongue, jaw, everything soft. Seeing if we can let the brain be soft in the head. Maybe the brain is breathing, not literally, but there's this continual flow of blood in the brain, exchange of gases. It's very alive, dynamic. But seeing if we can also let it be quite restful at the moment. Softening at the back of the mouth so the breath can flow freely, relaxing the jaw. And broadening now to be aware of the whole body. Legs, torso, arms, neck, head, face. We call it the body as if it's a thing, but perhaps having a sense of it being much more fluid than we normally realize. It's a process. Body is just a label for a process. Sensations, breathing, This rhythm of expansion and subsiding and expansion and subsiding in the whole body. And staying in touch with the sort of stability of this, so we're staying grounded and centered. Let's expand our awareness and get a sense of all the other life forms that are breathing. 7 billion human beings, and apparently about 2/3 of the population is now on lockdown. They're all breathing, living human beings just like us. And there's all the animals and the birds and the insects breathing. And the trees and the plants breathing in their own way. And of course, we can see them growing so fast at this time of year. So metaphorically, we can listen to the breathing of the world. Rather than drowning it out with our usual clamour, let's listen and rest. See if we can have an experience of being a little more pliable, a little softer, a little more receptive, perhaps. Seeing if we can form an intention to take it with us back into our lives. A little more patient and kindly, perhaps. I'm just going to finish with a poem. So just drop it in at the end of the meditation. As we rise and fall, form and dissolve, who can find the hard edge between us? Like a line sketched on wet sand with a piece of driftwood. One moment it is there, the next dissolved into a memory by the in and the out breath. Let us rest tenderly on the white, clean sand, still and quiet as the sea sighs up and down. Here comes a wave of sorrow, and here comes joy. Become the sand. Can you welcome whatever the moment brings and let it pass? Otherwise, you are holding a handful of sea, of sky. Let us bring a breath of kindness into our world, blurring the edges that keep us apart. So in our own time, beginning to bring a little bit of movement into the body, feeling the weight, resting down, and then maybe just moving the hands a little bit, rotating the fingers around the wrists, hands around the wrists, and keeping the breathing soft. Resisting the temptation to grip. Keep the breathing soft, stretching if we want to. Smooth. What's your body calling for? And very often we can't quite provide the body with what it wants in this moment, but whatever it's calling for that you can provide, some kind of movement, then by all means doing that. And that's the end of the session for this week. And if you can, I'd recommend that you just go and sit quietly for a little while, have a cup of tea maybe. I know that's not going to be possible for all of us. I fully understand that. But if it is possible to transition gently, and just see if you can really almost have it as an intention for the week to keep dropping back, dropping down into this softer breath and connecting with all the other creatures that are breathing in that moment. And as I've said earlier on, this moment is the only moment we experience directly. Of course, we have memories and we have to plan, of course we do, but the only moment that we can directly experience is now. And I think that's such a great thing to remember during these times, because of course the mind may go to, oh my God, how long is this going to last, this lockdown, or anxiety about the future. But if we can just really just keep coming back to the body, the breath, the present, softness, kindness, and patience, then that's a good thing. That will be a good thing for you and a good thing for everybody. Okay, lovely. So thank you all very much. And thanks for your lovely messages. That's very nice. And hurrah, we seem to have made it through a session with no major technical disasters, apart from a little volume thing that happened in there. And it looks like Zoom is working fine. So let's stick with Zoom. Very nice for me to see you. And someone's asking for the link to the YouTube video. Yeah, I'll put that on the Breathworks Facebook page. It's very lovely, isn't it? And oh, that's so nice. Tonya writing from New Zealand. Yeah, I was in New Zealand just a few weeks ago. So of course that video really speaks to me, and I'm from New Zealand originally. Okay, everybody, have a great week and see you all next time if you want to come.